What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Yeah, let's kick our feet up in the air.
I can't kick too high.
And I look like the corpse husband. The corpse, Tim Burton's
corpse bride.
But the husband in
I thought
pants.
it was kind of more like mob wife chic.
Or mob husband.
Mob king, mob
boss. Nothing about these scream.
Mob boss.
Yeah. No, I was walking around and I was like, why
you got yourself on a pinstripe.
Yeah, I said, why do I feel like a Tim Burton character? And then I looked it up and I literally looked like the corpse husband. So that's how the day is going today. I'm actually having a bad fucking morning. I am.
Yeah.
But when I get in here, it's just like, we could laugh about it. It's just one of those mornings. I just woke up this morning. You know when you wake up in the middle of the night and you kind of know your next day is going to be shit?
Yeah. Yep.
That's what happened last night.
Tuesday's my least favorite day of the week. So.
Yeah, it's like whatever. So I wake up in the middle of the night last night. Can't go back to sleep. I'm like tossing and turning. And you know what's really unfortunate about that is that I actually had such a relaxing night going to bed that I thought I was going to sleep like a baby. You know when you have like such a relaxing night that you're like, oh, I'm just going to like snuggle right up into bed and have the sleep of my life. And then you wake up at 3:30 in the morning and you can't fall back asleep. That's where I was at. Then I woke up. And I'm scrambling because I'm tired now because I went back to bed. I can't find my bag or my wallet anywhere. I don't know where my bag or my wallet is. Yeah. And that's just a day ruiner because now I'm just raw dogging life now with no bag or wallet. I'm just like, woo!
But
whatever happens, happens. It's somewhere.
It's somewhere because this is what I always say. If somebody's not immediately swiping your card somewhere, it's like it's hidden. It's hiding. Like
it's somewhere.
It hasn't been picked up by a stranger.
Yes.
It's in your car somewhere. Well, I texted you. I said, "Where's the last place you used it?"
The market. I didn't even want to answer. You were like, "Where's the last place you had it?" I was like,
"Where's the last place you swiped?" Oh, the market.
The market.
Shocking.
I checked my cards. Have not been used. Yeah. So that's good.
So it's like it's somewhere.
It's either at the market, in my car. It's whatever. Yeah. I gotta
Apple Pay.
I gotta look more when I get home. I just didn't have time, and so you gotta walk out of the house with nothing in your hands. Yeah, you're kind of just like feeling your pockets.
Yeah,
like,
you raw dogged it. You're raw dogging.
I really am. I'm
raw
just
dogging
raw
the day.
dogging life. Be careful.
Yep.
Be careful if I'm around. I'm just raw dogging everywhere.
Phone only.
Yeah, it's just that's how my morning's going. It's just like one of those days. It's just
I
one of those days.
I did not want to get out of bed as well. I went to the gym, but I waited for the absolute last second. You know when you lay in bed, it's like when you try and think of excuses to not show up to work.
Yes.
It's the same thing with like, I was laying there for easily 20 minutes thinking, like drafting the text in my head that I was going to send Daniel that I wasn't going to show up. Like I just really I was like, oh, what about, we had some last minute put up at work. I got to go in the office earlier. It's like, oh, I was making up lies, complete lies.
Right.
All in my head. Right up until like the last possible second that I could have waited, and then I got up and went.
Well, good for you.
I know. I feel good that I went.
Yeah,
but
you always.
I wanted to stay in bed.
After you go to the gym, when you don't want to go, you're always like, I'm so glad I went. Yeah. It's just the getting there or getting up and going.
It's really just getting out of bed in the morning.
No, that's really it.
Just for life in general.
Why
just getting out of bed.
I'm an after work gym person, which is could be controversial.
No,
but immediately when I get home,
I go back and forth, but I think I prefer the morning.
Yeah, because it gets your day going. Yeah. I'm like an immediate when I get home, change right into gym clothes, go, I have a gym in my building, go to the gym. Like I don't even sit down because if I sit down,
that's my problem.
If I sit down, I'm not going.
too lazy. I immediately am sitting on the couch as soon as I get home, and then I'm not getting back up.
Right. Opposite schedules. Yeah. I did have a nice night last night making salmon. So I've talked about this. I'm not like a salmon lover.
Yeah.
But salmon is really great for you.
It is.
Okay. So I've had, I eat salmon that's like, blah. Like it's just salmon, and you're just like, whatever. But I'm like, I have to find a salmon.
Jazz it up a little.
That I really love. That I can make that I really love. So I looked on TikTok and I was like, give me some yummy salmon recipes. Came across Rachel Kirkconnell's and some others, and I mixed it up and like kind of made my own, and it was freaking delicious. I'll tell everybody right now, it's real simple. Get yourself some wild salmon, cut it up into pieces. Then you throw it in a bowl. You throw Dijon mustard. No measurements, by the way. This is all by your eye.
Yeah.
Dijon mustard, honey, garlic powder, salt, pepper, paprika, and a little bit of brown sugar,
Yeah.
some lemon squeeze, mix it all together, bake at 400 for 15 minutes, pop it
Right
out
on a tray.
on a tray.
Yep.
Delicious.
Yum.
Delicious. Baked sweet potato on the side. Yum.
Yeah.
I was hyped because I'm like, finally, this is a salmon recipe
That you like.
that I like. Because
Yeah.
usually I would order salmon from or pick up salmon that's already made from somewhere else. That's kind of just like a plain sauce.
Yep.
And I'm just eating it because it's good for you and
Yep.
you're just getting it in there. But I'm like, I need to make salmon that I look forward to. And you will look forward to the salmon. It really jazzes it up. So that's my little tip of the day.
Hot take. I don't love sweet potato. Like it's really like not for me.
It has grown on me.
I don't know what it is.
I don't prefer sweet
try
potato
it all the
fries.
time.
I don't prefer sweet potato
Yeah.
fries. But a baked sweet potato? Oh.
My dad makes a great sweet potato. And honestly, we had like basically the same dinner when I was in Florida. He didn't do the salmon bites, but he did a salmon. He does a salmon with a mustard and a dill, like a mustard crust that he puts on the on the green egg, which gets like a smokiness.
Let me add, you got to sprinkle just a tiny bit of breadcrumbs and a tiny bit of everying bagel seasoning.
Yeah.
Just a tiny bit once you put it on the tray.
Yeah.
Just to give it a little crunch.
Yep.
I forgot that part. Sorry.
Good call. But he did that and sweet potatoes and the baked sweet potato. I like sweet things, but sweet potatoes are just a little too sweet for me.
Really?
Yeah,
You think they're very sweet?
Yes.
Oh, I don't
Yes.
taste the sweetness.
Oh my God, I think they're like candy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Huh. I never even I just was like, oh, it just tastes a little bit different than a potato.
No. Oh God, no. I think a regular potato tastes so different to me.
Yeah. Well, I was usually a regular baked potato person.
Yeah.
But I've gone to the other side of a baked sweet potato, and I enjoy. And you know what? Everyone has their preference. You don't.
I mean, a good baked potato is delish.
Yeah. Well, that's my little tip of the day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yum. Whether packing for a destination vacation or planning a backyard staycation, Macy's has everything that you need. Nina Parker, Vince Camuto, Dolce Vita, and more. Shop summer must-haves. You can get your summer dresses, matching sets, volume sleeve tops, cute little puff sleeve tops, espadrilles, wedges, straw or crafted bags, and so much more. Summer is almost here, and we are so excited to go to the beach. Time for some vacations. So if you're trying to pack light, Macy's has all your shoe needs as well. If you're trying to get something that you can wear for a full vacation, walk around in, dress up, dress down, everything, Macy's has you covered. We have been talking about it. We have a trip planned up. Ria's got a trip coming. So do I. So does Noah. And, it's a great time to check out Macy's. Get those essentials that you need before we head into summer. I love getting some nice flowy summer dresses from Macy's as well. So shop now at Macy's.com/ownyourstyle. That's Macy's.com/ownyourstyle. I saw Matt post you reading on the beach. Do you enjoy your book?
Yeah. I didn't finish it yet.
But you're enjoying it?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good.
Malibu Rising.
Yeah.
People were DMing me. They were
Malibu
like,
Rising.
how's Malibu Rises?
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, we could just call it that. I'm actually really enjoying it.
Okay, good.
I think I'm going to set it down for the week until I'm back on vacation next
We're getting
week.
into the warmer months, which is prime time reading time.
Yes.
For me too. Like anytime it's more than
And I was really into it, and then when we left the beach, I closed it up and I said, okay, I'm not going to open this up for the next week or whatever, and I'll just finish it there. And I did think about reading the guest list.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this isn't beachy. This is spooky. This isn't like, oh, I'm in Malibu.
Quintessential beach read.
Yes. So I'm enjoying it.
Lovely.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah.
Just wanted to check in.
Okay. How about you?
About life or
And just anything you want to add?
no. Nope. I was just in and out of sleep really all day as soon as I came home
That makes sense.
after a red eye. I'm reading I'm gonna forget the name of it because it's on my Kindle. Sometimes I just like get stuff. I like the author, so this is her new book that just came out. This summer will be different. Carly Fortune. I don't know how to say her last
I like
name.
the sound
I guess
of
it'd be
it.
Fortune. She wrote Every Summer After, Meet Me at the Lake. Her book covers are her book covers are very aesthetically pleasing.
Right.
Every Summer After I really liked. Meet Me at the Lake was okay. This summer will be different.
Great titles.
Yes, this summer will be different. I'm like 60% in, and I'm really into it. Like I want to know what happens, but I am kind of frustrated at the same time. Like the story I think is kind of ridiculous, but I need to know what happens.
Right.
You know.
What's the story?
And anytime there's like a friend, like a brother, it's this girl and she's got her best friend, and the best friend has a younger brother who's super hot, and she hooks up with the brother when she goes to visit, but she doesn't realize it's her friend's brother.
How does she not realize it's her friend's brother if they're best friends?
It's like you never saw a fucking picture of the brother. You don't know
what the brother looks
like?
They're
roommates. They have no idea what the brother. In the book, it's like, oh, they were really into family photos or like whatever. And I guess he goes by a different name.
Hole.
It's like the family
his name.
Well,
nickname?
The family like has a nickname for him that they call him,
okay,
but
classic.
he introduced himself as his like real name.
Yep.
And the sister, she like her flight gets delayed, whatever. So you know Lucy and the guy hook up. And then they realize, oh my God, you're Bridget's friend. I'm Bridget's brother, blah, blah, blah. And every year, every summer, they go back to the same place and they just can't resist each other.
Right.
But Bridget's rule was like, you can't fall in love with my brother. So now it's like, but it's like, God, I hate those dynamics where it's like the sister that's getting in the way. It's like the sister doesn't care that much. No matter how much, like the sister, and it's the whole story is like, oh God, she hasn't told the sister about any of the hookups. It's a big secret. It's like, I'm sure it's going to blow up at some point.
Yeah, of course.
But it's like.
It's fucking bizarre when sisters act like that.
Yeah.
Did you have any of your friends hook up with your brother?
Totally.
Yeah, mine did too. And it started getting to the point where I thought they were just sleeping over.
None of my college friends.
But high school.
Younger. Which was a little more scandalous because JB is 3 years younger than me in school.
Ooh, yeah. That is, yeah.
We're 2 years apart, like in real life, 2.5. But we were 3 in school. So like,
yeah,
we were seniors.
Me and my brother are 3 years apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your brother's older than you.
My brother's older. Yeah. Yeah, there was a point where like I thought like I thought they were just sleeping over to like hook up with my brother. You know?
No, but that's what I'm saying.
I wasn't mad about it. They're like, can I come sleep over? I was like, yeah, sure. You know?
It's just
and then you go sneak into my brother's room, sleep there. Whatever.
Yeah, I know. I just think like if you're in that position, like also if you're gonna let that ruin your friendship, that's on you. The whole backstory was that Bridget, the sister, had a best friend growing up, and the best friend started dating the brother. Oh
my God,
and they were
one
like
hot brother, huh?
Yeah, it was apparently, and that was a whole big breakup. They almost got married really young, but then they broke up, and then like their friendship ended. So the whole thing. So now,
she has,
she's
like,
so
PTSD
rattled, she can't like have another friend date the brother.
Gotcha. She doesn't want another friendship ruiner.
Yeah,
whole thing.
But it's also like, sorry, I'm not to like really make fun of these fictional characters, but they're fictional. They have no other friends. So I'm like, you don't have any other girlfriends? Like, sorry. It's like they're talking about each other. A female friendship is beautiful. I love female friendship. I love a good female friendship in a book. Like they're really there for each other. They're basically sisters, but it's like they have nobody else.
Right. And that's like, okay, why don't you have any other friends?
Yeah.
Because you're too reliant on that friend. Clearly you won't let her date your brother.
Yep. So we'll see how it ends. Yeah. I'm assuming there's going to be
you let me know what happens.
Yeah, I know. I'm assuming there's going to be like a big blow up. They're going to find out that they were hooking up. She's been keeping it a secret for years. And then, maybe there'll be an epilogue where they make it work.
Yeah, and they all live happily ever after as a family.
Yep. Then they get to be real life sisters.
Oh, it's so true. She'll be in the wedding.
It has to be the way the book ends. I'll be shocked if it doesn't.
She's in the wedding. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. I'll keep you posted.
Thank you. We'll do an update. You mentioned taking naps in and out of sleep yesterday. So at around, I want to say like 5:45ish yesterday, I dozed off on the couch.
I actually dozed off around the same time.
Oh. Yep. Oh my God, we must have been like, communicating through our brains.
Telepathically.
Yeah. About sleep.
Sending a signal.
Nap
time.
Well, I dozed off. And I like hit that sweet spot, you know, like right when you doze off, you're like,
Yeah.
I hear a fire alarm going off like crazy. I'm just like, it's not in my apartment, but I could tell it's in the building. And I just was so tired that I just laid there. And I said, you know what?
Yeah.
If it comes for me, it comes for me.
Yeah.
It's probably better if I don't leave the apartment. You know, they
Was
they
that
say
in the hallway or
it was in the building. I don't
Okay.
know if it was in our hallway, another floor,
Yeah.
but it was loud enough that I could hear it, but knew it wasn't my apartment.
Right.
And I was just like, dang, there's got to be a fire going on. But like, I am so comfortable.
You know, maybe they
And
just had a little smoke.
But Matt
know?
was coming home around that time, and I texted him. I said, I think there's a fire alarm going on, whatever. And he was like, I'll let you know, like, when I'm coming up. And he couldn't come up for a while because there were all these fire trucks and firemen there, and he couldn't come up on the elevator. So I said, you know what? I wouldn't have been able to go on the elevator anyway.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I stayed put.
Yeah.
And I'm here to tell the tale. I survived. But yeah,
Everybody
it was one of those moments where I was just so comfortable. I said, if it takes me,
It's not in my apartment.
At least I'm comfortable on this couch, and if I go, I'm going on this couch.
Firefighters would have got you.
Yeah, they would have saved me.
Yep.
All right, let's get into the rest of the show. We're going to be talking about Amazon. They announced some TV announcements.
Upfronts.
Big NBC upfront.
Apparently.
Yeah, we'll talk about the new shows.
Well, Amazon. Did NBC have one also?
Sorry, NBC did have an upfront. But Amazon, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I saw something about
Peacock on the brain.
It was because of Traders. Did you see that? That was another thing.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about that. Ellen is doing a comedy special. Yes, I will talk about it. And Sports Illustrated. Got to talk about the covers every year. Same old.
Yeah.
New. Same old magazine. New cover girls.
Yep.
So
60 years.
Yeah. And we will have a great interview with Nikki Glaser, which we cannot wait. We haven't recorded it yet, but you guys will hear it next after these topics. All right, let's get into it. The weather keeps getting warmer and warmer, and whenever the spring and summertime hits, I got to get to a baseball game, okay? And it's not even really about the baseball for me. It's about the atmosphere of a baseball game. You're getting snacks. Oh, they're playing baseball. The crack of the bat. That's why I'm looking at Game Time, and I'm thinking very soon, beginning of June, gonna hit a Yankees game with my fiance, big Yankees fan. And that's right, it's all thanks to Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. You shouldn't have to worry when you buy tickets to your next big event, whether that be a concert, theater, comedy, sports. You want to make sure you have your tickets ready to go and for a good deal. They have flash deals for sudden discounts, zone deals for when you're feeling flexible, and their lowest price guaranteed, which means that if you can find the same seats for anywhere else, they will credit you 110% of the difference. So what are you waiting for? Buy tickets to that next baseball game. Buy tickets to that concert you've been thinking about. Why not? Use Game Time and do it. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHICKS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. Amazon had their upfronts as well as NBC, but I guess we're not talking about that.
I didn't see as much pop from that one.
Well, the pop from the NBC one quickly was that they thought that Peacock had released their traders list of people who was on traders next season, and oh my God, what a fucking dynamite cast. Turns out that's not actually the cast.
Oh.
It was Teresa, Nicole Richie, Paris Hilton.
Yeah, I saw that rumor.
I forgot.
That was actually the show that they're doing.
Yeah. And turns out they just did a fun video for Peacock and for traders for the NBC upfront, but it's not actually the cast.
That's not the cast.
So now it makes me believe back that Nicole and Paris are actually doing a show.
Right. Because that's not traders.
It's not traders because that's why they did the fun video for Peacock. But I was like, what an amazing cast. I forget the other people, but it looked great, and that's not the cast, so never mind. By the way, I don't even know if we want to say this, but I'll say it. We were invited.
Oh. Heartbreaking.
We were invited to go to Scotland to go see the traders.
Not to be on the show. But
not to be on the show, but to go
Peacock
see.
invited us to go see the castle and do some activities and such.
And unfortunately, we can't at that time. And I just want
forgot about that.
And I just want to say, please
invite us again.
Please invite us again. Please.
Peacock, we're so sorry. Also, did we respond to that email?
Did you respond to
It
that
wasn't
email?
sent to me. But I told them that we couldn't
Oh,
do it.
okay. So
So
hopefully,
the right person did respond, because I don't want Peacock to think we just blew them off.
No, we're not blowing them off. We were so devastated. Like,
Yeah, it's
genuinely devastating. The fact I can't even talk. I don't even know why I brought it up or why we're talking about it right now. We haven't even talked about it in person together until this moment because of how upset we were.
No, Noah sent the screenshot of the email to us, and we were like, let's not even talk about this because we can't go.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, enough about the NBC upfront. We're here to talk about the Amazon upfronts, which very exciting news. Pop Culture Jeopardy.
Very exciting.
They clearly,
I mean, they know where the bread is buttered.
Yeah. I mean,
in the pop culture trivia world
is where it's at.
Yeah. I think this is a great idea. I don't know why it's taken so long for them to do this. You know, Jeopardy's been around for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Why not do a little pop culture Jeopardy? I would love to be on this show. Amazon, hello. We make great hosts.
Yeah,
if you're looking for a tandem team,
I think we.
If you're looking for contestants, we'd also love to play.
Yeah. And then maybe we could do a little swap, a little beat Rhea and Fran.
Prime Videos, yeah. So obviously, Pop Culture Jeopardy is very popular. Prime Video did get, they did get it. They nabbed it. So same format as Jeopardy, but it'll focus on music, film, TV, stage, sports, and more. Episodes will premiere on Prime Video across the globe. Pop Culture Jeopardy is its own cultural moment, marking the first time the iconic franchise will premiere exclusively on a streaming service, says Lauren Anderson, head of AVOD Originals, Amazon. Originals, unscripted and targeted programming. With a team-based approach and pop culture focus, our global Prime Video customers will exclusively experience this innovative spin on Jeopardy while testing their knowledge on topics that both define and transcend generations. There's no host yet for Pop Culture Jeopardy, but the show will also be executive produced by Jeopardy EP Michael Davies. Info on the contestant application process will also be available soon. So I will be keeping an eye on that.
Yes.
I would like to put in an application.
Yeah, I mean, that would be something else.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah. Well, can they maybe a team, like a tag team duo?
I don't know if we could play together. We'd probably have to play as individuals.
Right. No, but they don't have a host, I'm saying.
Oh, as a host. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
I'll be the host.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're probably scratching at the door to get you to host Pop Culture Jeopardy after hearing your incitement and enthusiasm for Beat Rhea and Fran. No, very cool, though. It's going to be super exciting and so much fun to watch.
I know. I'm just excited to watch that, too. Like, I love watching Jeopardy anyway. Mm-hmm. And, you know, there's a lot on Jeopardy I do not know. But Pop Culture Jeopardy, I feel like sounds more up our alley.
Yeah, Pop Culture Jeopardy.
I mean, it sounds a little more Dozen-esque, to be honest.
Pop Culture Jeopardy is definitely more my speed.
Yeah.
You know, you lose me with the other, what's the capital, all that.
No, I mean, I'm not exactly like when they go into ancient mythology. That's
right. You're losing me there.
You're losing me there
but
for sure.
You'll keep me in with pop culture.
Totally. So I think that's great. I'm very excited for that.
Very, very cool. And then, of course, we have the confirmation of the new Legally Blonde series. Elle Woods is coming back.
Yep.
And it's going to be on Prime.
Prime snagged a lot of stuff. I don't know if that's
it was good
stuff is the right word
for Prime.
I don't know if it's the right word for it, but
programs.
They snagged
some good programs.
They snagged the programs for sure. The show titled Elle will tell the origin story of Elle Woods as a 1990s high schooler.
Love it.
So it's a total prequel.
I actually love a prequel.
Yeah, nothing to do with
college and law school.
College, not a remake at all. Witherspoon will executive produce via her Hello Sunshine banner. Elle follows Elle Woods in high school as we learn about the life experiences that shaped her into the iconic young woman that we came to know and love in the first Legally Blonde film.
I love it.
I love that. It's giving,
I love a coming of age.
What's the...
Never Have I Ever?
No.
One of my favorite shows.
Criminally underrated. Carrie Diaries.
Carrie Diaries.
You know?
I love Carrie Diaries.
Prequel.
Carrie Diaries is so underrated.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's not on streaming, why? Carrie Diaries, Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Anna Sophia Robb. Austin Butler. Gosh, what a gem that show is.
Isn't that? I feel like it's kind of similar vibes.
Oh, which means I'll eat it right up.
Send Elle Woods to high school in the 90s.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Eating it right up.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
It's giving me like
It's
13
not as,
the beginning of 13 going on 30.
Yeah, right. Not as typical as just doing like a remake.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I'm into that.
That's exciting.
I'm very, very into that. I love a prequel. You know?
Yep.
Tell me what happened before it happened.
I like a prequel as well. I like a prequel. The only thing that I don't like a prequel for is the like romantic stories that go on. Because it's like, well, and you know that they were just a blip in time. It's just a moment.
That is true. And you kind of know that it has to come to an end at some point because
right.
it can't go on forever.
Yeah. It could only be her time in high school
right.
before she goes to college.
How many years? What year is she in?
Yeah.
Is she going to be at least like a sophomore so they give us at least they can have room for 3 seasons?
Right. And they could dip into college a little bit pre law school.
They can.
But then it's like, do you have to bring in what's his face?
Then we're stepping on toes here, you know. We're getting into hairy territory.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Very, very exciting. More, programming news. Ellen DeGeneres is going to do her last.
You skipped Summer I Turned Pretty.
Oh, the Summer I Turned Pretty. It's 2025. 11 episodes, 2025. I think we also could have seen this coming because they're just filming it now.
Yeah.
And
we knew. Deep down, we all knew, right? With the strike and everything, like things were going to get delayed.
I think everyone's forgetting about the strike.
Yeah.
Like, I think everyone forgot the strike because it happened and then now it's not happening. And I think people are like, where are all these shows? And now everyone just
sees the delays.
Yeah, and everyone's pissed about the delays. And it's like, well, we have to remember there was a strike happening. That's why there's delays. We knew this was going to happen. And they're filming right now. There's no way they'd have it out in time by the end of the summer or else we're getting a rush project.
Yeah, we're going to have to probably wait all the way till next summer.
Maybe
However,
spring.
some great Taylor Swift material for them to
tap
into.
Sure.
If they want to get into Tortured Poets Department,
Right, they could.
If they could.
There's a lot of, I see a lot of TikToks about like, oh, Conrad, his hair is all like blonde now and.
A little sun-kissed.
Yeah, it's looking a little sun-kissed and it's just.
I know Gavin's been playing some volleyball on his Instagram, I saw.
Yeah. It's just the glimpses that we're getting of them filming,
which
I don't want to know what happens,
No,
like,
no.
Sometimes I'm like, all right, we're diving into this too much. Let's wait.
Yeah.
Let's wait until the season happens.
For me, I think it's tough because there are multiple books, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just the anticipation to get to what we know happens eventually.
Yeah.
And hopefully, I think they'll probably stay pretty close to that. I believe Jenny Han she's going to make her directorial debut during this season as well, which is great. I feel like that's so fun, like to be able to be the author, obviously create these characters and then be so hands-on for the actual show is great because a lot of times, that's not the case.
Right, because it's your vision, so you get to really put it to life.
Yep.
So excited about that, but sad we have to wait because the past 2 summers we've had.
I've had it every summer.
We've had it, and now we don't. I remember the first time I ever watched it. And I was like, what the hell am I watching?
I know exactly where I was.
Oh my God.
Laying in my bed in Martha's Vineyard, watching on my iPad, and I didn't leave my room for like 10 hours.
I remember I was on my couch and I just said, this is bad, but so good. And then I just became that I really liked it.
Yep. I think I watched the whole show twice in like a month.
It was so good. and when is Outer Banks coming back, right? Like we're going to have to wait for 2025 for that too.
I mean, that's going to be a while.
And I did
too,
like the last season, but I have a feeling this is going to be the end.
Who knows what's going to happen in season 4?
Oh my God. No,
they're going to space.
No way. They filmed a lot of the show in Morocco.
Really?
This could literally be like Riverdale, how it just takes twists and turns. Like Outer Banks is becoming that. Like what the fuck is going to happen? But I'm into it. I liked the last season better than the second season, I think.
It does say 2024.
Outer Banks?
Yeah.
So maybe it'll be like winter 2024.
I mean, granted, they were done filming a while ago. Not a while,
I thought that they were still filming recently.
I don't think so. I think they're done.
Really?
Yeah. Rumhaven is made with real coconut water and no artificial flavors or preservatives for clean and refreshing taste, not a fake one. You can't beat the taste of real coconut water. It's delicious, clean, and refreshing. Rumhaven believes that Mother Nature does it best. That's why Rumhaven is crafted with premium Caribbean rum and real coconut water. Enjoy Rumhaven straight over ice with a splash of club soda or your favorite juice. As the weather gets warmer, make yourself a nice rum cocktail. Maybe you're headed to the beach. Summer is almost here. It is the perfect beach cocktail in my mind. You get a little Rum Haven, the coconut water you can taste just is delicious, adds a little coconut flavor to it. Maybe you like a rum punch, a little pineapple juice, cranberry juice, mix it all up, delicious. Or just light over ice and sip and enjoy. You can find out where to pick up a bottle of Rum Haven for yourself by visiting rumhaven.com. That's rumhaven.com to find a Rum Haven bottle near you.
Did you see Mr. and Mrs. Smith also got renewed for season 2?
I didn't.
But not with Donald Glover and
new?
A new
Just
Mr. and Mrs.
new
Smith?
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But that makes sense.
Yeah.
Were you like jumping up and down, clapping?
I'm pumped. Who would be your ideal like new Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
That's
I
tough.
feel like Chris Evans would be a good one. Maybe. Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah, I mean, I would like her in literally
She would be fantastic.
anything. That's a good question. By the way, did you know Phoebe Dynevor is engaged?
Yeah, to Cameron Fuller.
Yes.
Lauren Elizabeth's ex-boyfriend,
Yeah.
remember
That's
him?
heartbreaking.
Remember that relationship?
I
Heartbreaking
do.
news.
Yeah.
I remember him and Greg Sulkin would like make those YouTube videos together. Yeah, they're engaged.
I saw that. She is stunning.
Absolutely.
You know,
beautiful.
I also have seen some commentary about Bridgerton as well, because Bridgerton's coming back next week. Or this week, end of this week, sometime very soon. I literally think the end of this week.
Did you see the songs were
And-
announced?
Yes.
That they're covering?
Yes. And Jonathan Bailey is like really having a moment right now, I feel like. He looks fantastic. He just announced I think he was on Fallon or one of them, that he's the new star of the Jurassic World movie. He's going to be the new star of that. He's in Wicked. Everybody's talking about my train of thought. I'm going in a million different directions. One comment. The Wicked trailer will be out when this episode comes out. It's coming out Wednesday.
Yep.
The little teaser that Universal posted, did you see it?
Yes.
Oh my God, it made me cry. Brought me to tears. Ariana Grande accepting the role and being like, I'll take such good care of her. Slow tears were coming down my face. I was like, this is going to be the best movie I've ever seen. And granted, it still hurts. You still have to always remember it's coming out in 2 parts. Why? I do not know. I wish it was just one.
Right. And the movie poster.
To me, this does not need to be 2 parts, but they're doing 2 parts. The movie poster.
The movie poster is beautiful.
So Jonathan Bailey is really having a time right now. And I've seen a lot of commentary being like, wow, here's Jonathan Bailey, big time movie star now. He still pops up into the Bridgerton seasons.
Yeah.
Sorry, Regé-Jean Page, where have you been?
Right. I knew you were headed there, and I love that you made that point, because
Where have you been after you left Bridgerton?
This man, it was rumored that he didn't want to do Bridgerton anymore because he wanted to, have a star-studded career, movies, whatever, and yet, where the hell is he?
I haven't seen him.
He had a run though where he was in everything, I feel like.
I don't remember.
Has he been the lead in a movie?
I haven't seen him on the small screen or big screen.
I think he was the lead.
In one of your bad films?
No.
What?
Give me a second.
Look up his IMDb. I'll keep talking about it.
Yeah.
Because Jonathan Bailey, really his storyline was the 2nd season of Bridgerton. But he is still in the 3rd season. What sucks is that because Regé-Jean Page, I feel like Phoebe Dynevor would have been down to be in Bridgerton more. And I see everybody talk about, in the books, they are still so much part of the story. And because maybe she pops in, but she'd be by herself. She wouldn't be in her relationship. He's still
Which would be odd.
Simon's not around, blah, 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 whatever.
People wouldn't enjoy that.
So it's Jonathan Bailey had no issue getting these big movie roles. He's going to be the next star of the Jurassic World movies.
Right. It's not even that he's having no issue. It's that he's exploding.
Yeah.
And yet, where were
he
you?
can still pop into Bridgerton for filming.
Never too
mind.
big.
I don't really see anything. He has a couple things coming up, but in production, but nothing really.
Post-production, probably going to sit there for a while.
He was in Dungeons and Dragons.
Joe Manganiello probably loved that.
I missed that one.
Yeah, I didn't catch that. But great point.
You know what I'm saying? He, as soon as that 1st season exploded, he was everywhere. And he just said, I'm not going to do a single second of this TV show anymore.
It's bullshit.
It was bullshit.
Never forget where you came from.
Totally. Such bullshit. And we deserve to see more of their story. And he took that away from us.
He did. He stripped it away.
He did.
And now Phoebe Dynevor is engaged and happy.
Yep. But Jonathan Bailey, he's not doing it to us.
No, he's
King.
not. Yeah. And that's
and his
a gentleman,
fashion
right?
has been absolutely incredible.
Yeah, that's a
recently.
gentleman right
He's
there.
looked
He was
so
at the Met
good.
Gala.
I don't know
Looked great.
where he was. Like, there was some kind of pop-up type thing. It was like not even there's been a lot of activations for Bridgerton. There was something in New York that he was at. And he just looked like the coolest guy. You know? I don't really have any other commentary besides he just looked really fucking
And it
cool.
makes him cooler that he does not forget about
Yep.
Bridgerton.
Yep.
Boom.
Exactly.
Leading into Ellen DeGeneres is doing her last comedy special. Yes, I will talk about it.
Yeah.
I know Noah was so pumped about
All
this.
right, Ellen, let's see what you got.
Yeah, show us the big guns, Ellen.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like, you know, I think, what is she going to do? Get up there and say that she was fucking mean to her employees?
I feel like that's the only thing she can do. I don't know.
Actually,
What
I
is
think
she?
if she doubles down,
If
that
she
would
goes
be-
up there and either doubles down or denies it, that would be fucking wild.
That would be hilarious. In a way that it would just be shocking.
Yeah.
But I just feel like she's going to go up there and I don't know, like, how does she turn that into, you could turn anything into a joke,
Yeah.
but how does she turn this into it where then people will be like, great special,
Right.
and also it's totally okay, you know, like
Yeah, I'm not
really
sure, 'cause
funny, we forgive you, or, you know, like, what's the balance there?
I know, because all I can think about is like her telling stories, and then what's the punchline? That I screamed at them
Right.
and they cried.
And
Ha-ha.
I think the
what's the punchline of those jokes?
I think the real issue with Ellen was that, you know, you hear talk show hosts, whatever, you know, we heard, I think it was Jimmy Fallon, right? Or was it Jimmy Kimmel
James
recently? Or James Corden we always hear
Fallon.
stuff about, but there was a whole article about
Oh,
Jimmy
yeah.
Fallon.
Yeah, it was Fallon.
And with Ellen, it just that she was like,
Just didn't seem like she cared.
it was like the Sunshine Show.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Totally,
like Ellen
totally.
was like where you go on for great stories and you know, positivity.
I mean, what did she end every show with? What was it? Be kind to one another?
Yeah, it was
Right?
something
Wasn't that
like
it?
that. So I think that's
everyone
why
a it was like,
it was
and
something
be
about
kind to
just
one
like
another.
everything was just like be nice, be nice, be nice.
Yeah.
So when people found out she wasn't nice, that's why it
Which is tough, 'cause
exploded.
I was an avid Ellen
Oh,
watcher.
the Ellen Tube
Yeah.
was fantastic.
Yeah.
The games they'd play, Never Have I Ever. Great stuff on it. When they would scare people, Justin Bieber would scare
Yep.
people. Ellen had some great bits,
Yep.
some great segments on there. We can't take that away from Ellen. But when you're the be nice person
No, yeah.
and you're not nice,
Yep.
that's gonna come back to bite you in the ass.
Yep.
That's why you never be the be nice person.
Never be nice.
No, be nice, but never be. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Yep.
never. Yeah,
Yep.
when you're the
You can't
person,
make it your
when
whole
you're
brand.
when you're the big preacher of,
Yeah.
then people are gonna be
When
like,
you get
"Ah."
when you get caught not being nice.
When you slip up,
Yeah.
they're coming for you.
Yep.
So that, I think Ellen, she fucked up there.
Yeah.
It worked for a while though. You know, she had a great career.
Look, I am fascinated by what she is going to say in this. That's 100, like, for sure. I don't know what, because it's really, at this point, unpredictable, I feel like, of what
it
direction.
is unpredictable. She's been silent. Was she
Because
silent or was she silenced?
Yeah, it's also just not funny if she goes up there and is like, I'm so sorry, like, I messed up, you know? Like,
Right.
it's like, that's not really funny either. So,
Right. Like her.
So what's the, like, how do you turn that into, I don't know.
And
I
it's
don't
also
know.
like not apologizing to the audience, right? It's like you got to apologize to the people who worked for you.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't
Yeah.
owe us an apology, Ellen. You didn't
Yeah.
hurt us. You gave us great television.
Yeah.
The people who worked for you, on the other hand,
Yeah.
you know, maybe you weren't so be nice.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
lastly, Sports Illustrated 60 years,
Yeah.
Legends cover. Had multiple covers this year. Four. It was Gayle King, Hunter McGrady. There was
Chrissy Teigen. Kate Upton.
So you had the, you know,
Icons.
Chrissy Teigen and Kate Upton. Obviously, it's like when I saw that, I was like, okay, we're doing flashbacks here.
Yeah.
Because
Hunter McGrady has always been so good
Yep.
in SI. She's been a staple as well. And then they got Gail.
Gayle King.
When I
scrolled,
because I was like, they got Gail.
yeah, when I scrolled and I saw Gayle King, I was like,
I know.
whoa, hello.
I know, right? And as I was scrolling, it was like they listed. It was like Sports Illustrated cover models: Chrissy Teigen, Hunter McGrady, Kate Upton and Gail King. It's like, okay, Gail.
Get out there.
And she
love
looks
it.
fucking fantastic.
So good.
She
That's why I
looks
was like, whoa,
amazing.
mama. Yeah.
Amazing. She's been very obviously like a little shy about it and whatnot. I was seeing some clips of her talking about it on CBS this morning and everything, which granted, so fair. But she was like, look, I thought it was an opportunity. That's an opportunity you can't say no
You
to, especially
take
when you look
that.
as good as Gail does.
You take that opportunity.
Totally.
You never say no to SI.
Totally. So very happy for Gail. And I love seeing, I always love seeing we have made some great friends that are SI models and they're awesome girls, and seeing them every year get to live out their dreams and be in the magazine. And they always take, the pictures are always so stunning.
Camille, Brooke.
So stunning. So
They
stunning.
were part
and
of
some
the
new people this year.
They were part of the Legends cover because they did a whole shoot for that, which
Yep.
was awesome. And it's just so cool to see it every year. I feel like I still
Legends
wake up.
cover is so cool.
Yeah, I still wake up the morning of, and I'm like, who got it?
I know.
Like they are waking up to see if they're on it.
Yep.
So it was cool.
Yeah,
And,
very much. Gotta say, kudos to you, Gail. You crushed it. She looks
Yes,
fantastic.
Absolutely.
Good for you. Way to go.
Yeah, and don't be shy about it.
I know. Own it.
Own it.
You're a Sports Illustrated cover model, Gail.
Stay humble, but
Yeah.
don't. You know. All right, that wraps up the topics.
This interview is presented by Coors Light. I got a Coors Light ready to go in my hand because, guys, I know we've talked about it, but the two of us getting married is a big deal. But we don't want to stress about all the little things on our big day. So what better to do, like on my long nails, than crack open a nice cold Coors Light and choose chill. We're going to reach for a Coors Light and choose chill instead. When you embrace a chill mindset, it's a good time to choose chill and crack open a nice cold Coors Light. It's mountain cold refreshment, crisp and refreshing, just like the Rockies. This beer is cold. The mountains are blue. It's crisp. It's delicious. We got a lot going on, and there's a lot of build up to the big day. There's a lot of things that you can get stressed out about, but you got to relax, not sweat the small stuff. Push your way through it. Choose chill. That's the mindset you have to be in. You have to choose chill. So say yes to choosing chill and reach for a nice ice cold Coors Light like I have right now. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/chicks. And always celebrate responsibly from Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
All right, everyone, we are here with a very, very special guest. We are joined by comedian Nikki Glaser.
Hi, guys.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for coming in.
Listen, I just got to say, okay, we booked you weeks ago, months ago to come in today. And then we see you're on every freaking show. Did they book you before or after the roast?
There were some that booked before, but not many. And there was because I had a special come out last week, and so there's already so much press lined up to promote that. But then
Someday You'll Die on HBO.
So many people that turned down my press opportunities reached out later on. We're like, no, we have room suddenly. We bumped a couple people.
Oh, we're not on vacation anymore that day.
Exactly.
We're actually going to be in studio.
That's what's happening of this week, is that just like you just see when you get a little bit more famous, like the people that come out of the woodwork and who are suddenly nice to you.
We've had you on the calendar for at least a month.
Well, no, you guys, I will say it really blew my mind, like opening my phone and seeing you guys talking about me. Like you always are on my feed. I'm watching everything, all of your, you like inform how I should feel about things. And to hear my name come from your mouths was so surreal to me and cool, because as a fan of the show, it was just like it was just one of those
Stop,
ones where
you're gonna
you're
make
like,
us blush, but as a fan of you, I'm just so excited that you're sitting here.
we were ready to
thank
hype you
so
up
much.
too.
And
It was
I was
so nice. You
I
guys
was
said the
like
nicest stuff.
whooping and hollering at my TV when
That's
you
so
were
nice.
on. I was like, and I was watching with my fiance, and before it started, I was like, Nikki is so fucking funny. Just wait until she gets up there. Like, let the other people go, but like wait until Nikki gets up there. And he was cracking up. He was like, you're right. She's so funny. And I was like, I told you she was gonna be the best.
Thank you.
And then I made my parents. Well, I was like, you have to watch the roast. You have to watch the roast. And I'm like, Nikki was the best. And the next day I called them. I'm like, so Nikki was the best, right? And they were like, oh yes, by far.
You know, it just like goes through every channel. Like when things are popular and it goes through like if your family and you watch it, and then like maybe you send it to your siblings, and then like makes it to your parents because they're like always just a little later to the game.
Yep.
3 days probably after the roast, like one of my aunts or uncles, somebody sent it being like, she was so great. I'm like, yep, she was. She was.
I've never done anything, and I don't think I'll ever do anything again that is on this scale of like gets this much attention by so many different levels of media. Like it's being covered in sports. It's being covered. It was just the only thing that was really happening that week too.
Yeah.
Like no one died or got married or like that was
the Kendrick and Drake stuff was happening.
That was happening,
but
yes.
I think people were just excited that there was like a lot of
it was in the same
it was a lot
wheelhouse.
of tweeting going on.
Yes.
Like Twitter was hot that weekend.
Yeah, and shit talking was hot that
right,
weekend.
exactly.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, we're gonna fight with our words.
But I even felt as like a Swiftie, like I was like, thank you, Taylor, for like not going back on tour until like a week later, because for me, I wouldn't have been able to cover it myself as much because I was so worried about roast stuff. And then Tortured Poets came out a couple weeks before the roast, so I was able to like have time with it and not feel like it really. When Tortured Poets came out, I was like in roast mode, like prep mode, and like that's all I could think about. And so when it came out, I was like,
it was a roast in itself, that album.
Totally inspired by that. I really did. I was like, oh, she's not holding back. Why should I?
Exactly. And you've done roast before, but what was different this time around preparing?
It was just, I knew.
How much time did you have to prepare?
I had about a month and a half. I'd known for a while, but I didn't know who was going to be on it besides Tom Brady until like weeks before. And so it's no point in really writing or preparing. So I kind of knew, but didn't really force myself to get in like really like specialized training mode where it was like all I thought about and all I did every single night, running around doing sets for like the last 2 weeks, I think. But it was different because I just knew from the other ones how much they changed my life. Just, when they were in Comedy Central, like they were the biggest like moments where I was like, okay, I feel like more people know about me and like have noticed what I'm doing and pay attention to the other stuff. So I knew it was that good, but also it was Tom Brady and no one on that level. So I was like, this is going to be big, and it's on Netflix and it's live. And the live element of it, I was like, I cannot have a single joke go wrong because I can't go, hey, will you take that one out? And the other ones, like, if you're a joke bombs, it's not a big deal. Like everyone
Smaller
forgives you in the
scale.
room, and you can just tell the editors. They even know, you don't have to tell them. They just know how to make your set look amazing. But this was like, oh, I don't have that. I have to edit it myself prior to it.
I think this was also why it was such a big thing is people knew it was happening, but I don't think people realized how big it was. Like, I think a lot of people put on Netfllix and were like, wait a second, this is at the Forum?
No one knew.
They were like, there's thousands and thousands of people there.
And then how long it was going. Right? Like after the first hour, I was like, okay, wait, it seems like we have a long way to go. It was like full 3 hours.
Yeah, it was supposed to be 2 and it went, full 3. And it was great the whole time. It was so interesting the whole time. There were things happening that couldn't have been predicted. We all, myself included, and anyone I talked to was like, why are they doing this live? This is a big mistake because roasts work because they're edited to make everyone look funny, but it worked because people tuned in because the shit show, like what's it gonna be? Who's gonna not do well? It felt like a reason there was a reason it was live. Like you wanted to tune in to see what would happen.
When you got up there and you're great, you know who you are, but you got up there with so much confidence. What's that kind of like pumping yourself up? And is it having to do with watching the people go before you who are not comedians and you're like, I'm about to smash this?
Yeah, it's, Drew Bledsoe went before me. He was the only one that was not a comedian. It was Kevin Hart, then Jeff Frost, then Drew Bledsoe, and then me. And Drew had a really good set.
Slot.
I had a great slot. It was people. I've had that compliment my whole life about my slot, but that was by far my best one. But it was. Wait, I forget your question.
Like getting up there to have the confidence.
Yes,
like,
the confidence. Okay, so truly, like I was having so much self-doubt because it's live. There were a couple jokes I added last minute that was just like, I don't even know if this is gonna be funny or work in this room. I like added it the day before, and some of the jokes had been working for weeks, so I just knew they would work. So I was just like, could go really wrong, and like, what if the tone isn't right? What if someone does a joke that's kind of similar to mine, and I have to? And I started letting that kind of talk in my head. And I remember this advice my dad gave me like years ago about performance that was like something about the Wallenda family. They were like tightrope walkers, and the father like tragically passed during a tightrope walking. And his wife said that the day he passed, and he'd been doing it his whole life, was the only day that he had been like, I'm worried about today. And like, if you start worrying, if you think about what could go wrong, it will go wrong. Like, and so I kind of was thinking about that.
Just putting the energy out there.
Yes, and I'm trying to get into manifestation, all the things that we're all trying to get into.
Right.
And so I really was sitting there I think it was like 3 minutes before my set. I think Drew was still on, and those things were coming in, and I was just like, nope. This is going to be the best set of your life. It's already happened. It's already it's in the cards. Like, you have to live it like it's already. I just decided to like focus and like try to manifest that it was great. And I don't know if that's why it worked out, but it did feel like I had to make a conscious decision to not doubt anymore, because I spent so much of my time doubting myself and feeling like I don't deserve things or what could go wrong. And I just didn't let myself in that moment. I kind of visualized killing. And then I was able to do it in a way that I had never performed before. Like, I'd done that set a bunch and it had never gone that well. So it was just perfect. It was because I was so glad.
Yes.
I'm so like, I'm even talking to you now. I'm like, I can't believe it's over. Like, it was so much pressure.
I've seen you like posting on social, being like, "This was just like the best week ever." Like, But how was the room? Because it seemed like what a lot of people have said afterwards, that it was obviously a lot of Tom Brady super
Boston
fans, football fans, like crazy Patriot fans, and that can be tough. Like, there's probably some comedians that they don't know or whatever. We all saw what happened with Kim. Like, clearly, like they could get heated. Like, how did you feel the room was?
I felt like it was because I'm so used to like rowdy comedy clubs. Like, I felt like I know what to do with these people. Like, if they start doing anything, I'll just talk over them. That's why it was like so like I didn't really give a chance for anything to happen. And that's like kind of the way I run my stand-up too.
It was
like,
kind of like boom, 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 right into
because
it.
if I give a chance for someone, even on the one of the other people, to like get up and talk to me or heckle or do something, it could throw my rhythm. So I just didn't allow any moment for that to happen. But yeah, I mean, I think the first joke, after it took like a second longer for it to hit because of like the sound traveling, and there was a moment of like, did that not work? Like, and then once it did, I was like, okay, locked in, and then I was able to go. But it was just, I would not recommend doing this for myself more often than once a year in terms of like the amount of pressure I felt and how it really felt like the Olympics, like a performance like that. And thank God I nailed it, but it could have I just got lucky. I feel like so much of this.
You didn't get lucky. You absolutely crushed it.
Thank you.
Like everything.
Well, I worked very hard, and
it showed.
Out.
And I love how on some shows you've been saying like some of the jokes that you were gonna say and you didn't say. I have a couple of questions about that. One, were you nervous to tell those jokes publicly? Because now it's like, all right, either people are going to be like, wow, she should have said that one, or
Yeah, there's some jokes, the ones that are I feel like it's okay because people go, good, she didn't tell that joke, and it like kind of shows the process. And the ones that are like, you should have told that, well, now I get to.
Do you wish that you said the Tom Brady with kissing his son joke?
I mean,
that one made me laugh.
That
hard.
really fit. That was me saying, let's go, that after, maybe we can make out at the after party, you can pretend I'm your son, was like, for me, I really missed that joke because I was trying to set up this person who I was that wants to fuck Tom Brady, and like you have to tell a story with these jokes. Like you can't just say this is how you feel about someone. You have to like prove to the audience that they are this. Yeah. And so for me, it was like there was so many moments where I was looking at my set where I'm like, these jokes about me wanting to fuck him work, but I really have to lay the foundation. And that was one that just is a quick one that like just shows that I don't think I want to bang him. I just want to make out with it. Like, it's not as harsh as banging. So it was kind of sucked to take it out because then I had to go to like, no, I would want to fuck you. I'm going to shoot my boyfriend in the face so I could suck your dick. That's the one I took that
two
place.
Different extremes, right? Which I almost feel like
you have to go like super.
And I feel like maybe Tom Brady appreciated that because I think if his son was mentioned, you could have maybe had like a Jeff Ross moment where he like comes up and is like, don't mention my son.
It would have been.
And then it would have funny for everybody else to hear when Tom Brady's not in the room.
Absolutely. And that's what like and I don't think that him like the joke is making fun of like that weird kiss, like, oh, is that something weird about it? I don't think there was anything weird about it. It was just the way that family expresses love, funny, and it's different than the way we do. But it was just a funny reference. But and I don't think that based on Tom Brady saying goodbye to me that night, I don't think I'm ever gonna run into him again. He was pretty much like, good luck with everything. He literally said good luck with everything. So it's like I don't expect to see him again.
And you're almost like,
I can burn that bridge.
You're like, what do you mean, like good luck. Like, I crushed it. Do I need more luck from you?
Yeah, I know.
Like, what's the good luck?
It was a very sweet way. I think it's like when people say nice to see you
Yeah.
instead of nice to
Yeah.
meet. Like, it was just a safe way of
or
being like,
good
I
luck
don't
coming
ever-
and try and find me.
Yeah.
Good luck trying to fuck me.
Yeah.
Like everything. Good
Yeah, he's
luck.
like,
it was a
just
perfect.
bless. It's more of like a bless your heart.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, so sweet. And I also didn't want
Best
anyone to
wishes
think
for all your future endeavors.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's how I felt. I mean,
Yeah.
it's Tom Brady. Like, I don't have a chance to fuck him, so it was really funny to me to throw myself at him. It's that was hilarious to me to like, and I kind of felt like one angle I was gonna try was that, you know, you were the 6th round draft pick and you became Tom Brady. Like you were 199th picked overall. Like no one believed in you. Like, can I be, maybe I'm your 6th round draft pick. Like if I wait at the party long enough, like I could, you could make me the best. You know, like, you don't know what I'm capable of.
Practice.
Let me get in there and
Yeah.
see what I can do. So I kind of felt like maybe he would even resonate with that. Like I'm the best decision your dick has ever made,
Right.
or whatever he said to Robert Kraft.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
like so.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I was inspired by him and like researching him of like, oh, this is a guy that really no one believed in at all, and he became the best ever. So it's like and he worked hard enough to be the best. And so I'm like, some people are just like naturally talented. I really relate to Taylor Swift, and like I've never been a natural. All I do is try. And when you hear Taylor Swift say that, you go, come on.
Yeah.
You're obviously a natural, but it's nice for me to hear that because I do think that a lot of talent is hard work, and people don't credit that, or they think that's kind of like takes away from talent to say you're hardworking.
Right.
But
Well, you just said you got lucky, and we were like, no, you
Yeah.
worked hard at that. Like you
Yes.
have to allow yourself to be like, no, I'm very talented because I work hard.
yes, but it's like, you know, it's just, you know, when you get a lot of attention like this and things like become like almost like an overnight level of fame that you didn't have before, you do question it, and you go like, well, I was the same person yesterday and now everyone seems to care, and
Yeah.
you try to think, oh, maybe I tricked people. I've been going through a lot of that, but
Have you had people on the street be like, the rose?
yeah, it's like I've never been recognizable before, but like everyone saw it this week, and it's like I'm on a plane and I see people watching my face.
I
like
saw
it's
that
like
on your story.
Yeah, it's really cool that that's happening, but and I desperately don't want it to go away because it feels so good that everyone
yeah.
likes you.
Yeah.
Right, but it's perfect
doesn't
because
like that?
your special is out now too in the
Yeah.
same week.
I mean,
Good
it seems like I
timing.
masterminded it, but I
Yeah.
did not. It is total coincidence. And it was-
Really?
yeah. And so it was like, I knew my special was going to come out in the spring. It should have come out maybe even sooner, but I took too long to edit it. And so, it just lined up that way. And it was like perfect because
amazing.
it couldn't have timed out better. So yeah, it's like the number 2 watched movie on Max right now, which is like, it's not even a movie.
Yeah,
and
right.
I'm like, I'm next to movies. It's great. It's all because of the roast.
Do you get an update on like how many people have watched?
No, but I just got that number 2 update yesterday, and it was just like, and it's, I think their most watched special and things like that. Like, I like to be able to say that because this does not happen to me. These things, this has not been, I've had a 22
Well, it's a perfect way
year
to
career.
capitalize on the moments.
Why
you
not?
know?
Yes. And
Because people want more of you. They're searching
Yep.
for you everywhere, which is good that you're on every show.
yeah, and people are going through HBO and they go, oh, I've seen that girl so much. Like, it's just
Yep.
getting your face out there in different ways, and it's really just so nice. And I did feel like Taylor Swift for a couple days, like of just like my face everywhere. I open my phone and people are talking about me. Like, that must be what it's like to be her.
Well, now you have your song.
And then I have a song.
That honestly, like when I first heard it, because I saw you made a video.
Yeah.
And I was like, this sounds exactly like this.
Thank you.
Like you sounded
It's
so
catchy
good.
as hell too.
Thank you. Yeah, it's called Someday You'll
Yep.
Die, and it's the song of the summer. And yeah, of course I want to be a pop star. That's like all I've ever wanted to be. It's like, that's why I dress the way I dress in specials and stuff. Like, it's fun to dress up and like,
Yeah.
comedians, like, you always have to just dress down because it's about the jokes. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, if I show my legs and I look sexy, like, are people not going to think I'm funny? It's like, I don't even care. I just want to
Yeah.
dress up and feel pretty and feel like a pop star.
Pop star moment.
And I'm
Well-
only a comedian because I can't be a pop star. Like, it was the other thing that was available.
I feel you.
to
That's
be-
why I have a podcast, you know, and so I just talk because
We-
I don't have talent.
Well,
You know?
but it is talent, and you know it is. But we feel like, I felt like, I'm only do comedy because I can't sing or act. But now I know that I obviously love comedy and podcasting, and that is where I belong. But yeah, it was fun to write a song and actually have it be like, this is kind of good. Like, it's not as cringe as I thought it would be.
It's not.
It started out, but it's like, it's kind of, I like that because I think people will listen to it, especially like male comics who are like, what is she doing? Like, I just got back from Sam Rill and Mark Norman's podcast, and they played it, and they were like, Mark was like, turn it off, you're too sincere, turn it off. And it was like, yeah,
it's too serious.
It's too sincere.
Yeah.
But that's what it has to be.
They're like, oh, you're really trying. Oh, this is like a real song. Yeah.
If you cannot try in comedy. It's the grossest look ever. So that's why I had to like not make it a comedy song, because either I have to just really commit to being like, I think I'm cool and I'm a pop star and I walk like this and I'm like, of course that's what I've always wanted to be. But I'm just at the age, finally, very late in life, nearly 40, where I'm like, no, like just lean into it. Like, don't make it a joke. Like, this isn't a joke. The only reason you make things jokes is because you are uncomfortable being sincere and actually liking yourself and having confidence. And you have to always undercut it with like, but actually I'm ugly. But actually I'm a piece of shit. But actually I want to die someday. Like, I always have to undercut it. And that's great. And that's comedy and that's what it is. But it's nice to lean into like, I'm fucking hot. Like, I'm Dua Lipa. Like, no, you're not. Like, it's
no, but
fun,
see, you just
though.
did it. You just said no, you're not. But like but like, why not just?
But why not?
But why not just lean into something? Like you said, like it gets to a point where you're like, can I just do things that I enjoy?
Honestly, that
without
is
having it have to be like, oh, why is she doing that? Or everything has to be made fun of. And everything.
Dude,
right. The thing is always, oh, that's so cringe. Why are you doing that? That's cringe. It's like, because I'm having fun and I enjoy it.
I'm sorry. I'm calling out anyone who calls anything cringe, including myself. When I am like, see a girl like trying in a way that I'm like, cringe. I'm jealous. Maybe I'm not jealous.
Yeah.
Maybe I think she doesn't like, I don't like her outfit and I don't like her song or whatever it is. I'm jealous that she has fucking confidence and that she doesn't care that people like me are at home going, ew, and sending it to people. That's what I'm essentially jealous of. So what I have to do is shit on it. Why do I have to shit on it? To prove to myself that there are people that will shit on me if I do something like that. I have to reinforce why I don't do it. So I know that people might cringe or whatever, but I was also like, this song is actually good, and if you don't like it, you just don't like pop music. Like, it's a good song. Like, I'll admit, like, I've written other songs that I'm like, ew, this is like, oh, do you have feelings, Nikki? Someone in love, and it's kind of like, ugh. But this is just like, I am like, okay, I kind of nailed it on this one.
It is very catchy, and I'm actually excited that we get to play. We can cut the song into our podcast because we can't cut any music into our show, but. You're
song.
allowing us to.
Your
You're
song.
not allowing us to.
You're letting us do it. So
all day long.
We're gonna play
permission.
It. But
thank you.
I do want to mention first that on the topic of like, you being jealous that someone can like go out there and put out a video and not be cringe. I actually wrote this in my notes the other day, May 6th at 12:35 a.m.
Oh, perfect time.
Yeah. Some people live life with no self-awareness like movie characters, and they don't talk about anything that's going on. I envy them. I literally wrote, I envy them.
You nailed it.
Because I'm like, people can just like go about and like do what they love or do what we may think is embarrassing or, oh, I love to do this, but I don't want anyone to make fun of me. But some people just get out there and do it without caring that someone's going to make fun of them.
Because really the only bad thing about doing is that if you were to care what people think, because if you're just having fun and doing what you want to do, it does not matter. But it's I'm plagued with like, are people going to make fun of this behind my back? Like, what do people think? But when you are able to let that go and just go like, am I doing this song because I want people to think I'm cool? No. Not at all. I'm doing it because it's fun and I want to feel like a little pop star for a day. Yeah. And I really, that's what I like to watch and listen to. And so like, I actually like it. I'm not doing it to get anyone to think I'm cool, even though it might look that way or whatever. Right. But that I envy them.
I think it's a great message all around though, that we all have to shed that fear of like, what is somebody else going to think about me doing this? But what do I feel about doing this?
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah.
And what is your motivation? Are you doing it so people like you? Are you doing it because that's just like what you felt that day? Like if you post a picture where you look hot and you look hot, is that a crime?
No.
Like sometimes people are like, you think you're so, and it's like, yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did. That's why I posted it.
Yeah, that's why I posted it.
I love when people, why did you post this? Because I thought I looked good.
Yes. Yeah. And why
Simple
is
as
that?
that.
And then if you post, sometimes I post things where I like don't look good on purpose because I want to like get I don't want people to think I think I'm hot. But then that's me manipulating the story. So
Right. You're like,
it's-
oh, I'm relatable.
I mean, it's really like just like
Yes.
death to the comment section because
Yeah.
it really just builds off the fact that we're even taking away what everybody's thinking and letting it affect us because
Right.
they can comment on it.
yeah,
Yeah,
Right?
and I'm
Like-
sure it's not even just like, people in this space that are creating things online. It's just like I'm sure people deal with that in their everyday lives.
Oh,
Like whether
totally.
it's based on their friends or family, like what they're gonna
Totally.
think, when somebody, changes jobs or
wears a
position.
sleeveless shirt.
Right.
Like, I
Yeah.
mean, seriously, women are like, if I show my arms at this dinner, what is everyone gonna say? And that
Right.
makes me
What's
that
my
breaks my
aunt gonna
heart
say?
so
Yeah.
yeah. And because they might say something that'll devastate you, and it's like, yeah, you just don't. But I realize we only are worried about these people and we only know they exist because we do it.
Yeah.
So if we stop doing it as much.
You guys know we're in the thick of it, the thick of wedding planning season, getting all of our ducks in a row, which can be hard to manage. You want to make sure you have a place that you can keep it all. And that's why with Zola, you can plan your wedding in one convenient place. From the day you get engaged, to search for the venue, to send invitations, get the cake, all of it. Zola has literally everything you need to make the whole process super easy and actually enjoyable. There's even a 5-star app that helps you plan on the go or on your couch. We all know when we're wedding planning, we're sitting on the couch. Hey, what do you like? Do you like this? Oh, I like that. Going back and forth, doing it all from the comfort of your home. Zola helps couples plan the wedding they really want with tons of unique features and personalized recommendations based on a couple's preferences. Every Zola wedding is as unique as the couple planning it because every couple is unique. Everybody has what they like, they don't like, has their vision for their wedding, and that's why Zola takes it and runs with it. Their wedding pros are on call to walk couples from question to answer any time. This is why Zola is so convenient because you can go on there, you can look for checklists on Zola, help you make sure you got everything going on, and Zola just helps you keep, like I said, all your ducks in a row, everything in the brain right in place to know where you're at with your wedding planning. So start planning at Zola.com. That's ZOLA.com. Once again, start your planning at Zola.com.
Like I found that I've trying to curb my shit talking. Like, when you like send a post to
Yep.
each other of
Yep.
someone who's
Yep.
cringe and you
yeah.
go, look at this. And like you almost
Yep.
send it to them because sometimes when you send a story, it's like reply to them. And
Right,
you're like,
yeah.
fuck. But if I stop
Add to
myself,
story.
oh God.
Yeah.
If
I mean, that
stop
happens.
myself,
I see the other end of that too, and I'm sure you do it also when strangers reply to your story and they meant to shit
send
talk
it
and
to
send it to somebody else, and
Yep.
then they go, oh shit. They're like, oh shit, meant to send that to somebody,
Right.
and it's always
Devastating.
like, damn, like I don't know. It's always some stupid commentary, but you're like,
Yeah.
oh shit, okay.
Or when you miss the original one that they sent and
Yeah.
you only get, oops, I didn't mean to send that. And you're like,
you
but
go,
what did you
what
send?
did you have
what
possibly
have you,
said about
What did
me?
you say?
Yeah, and I think as and people really know you guys, and like they've people are listening to your podcast have parasocial relationships with you,
Yeah.
which I do not think is like lame. I actually have it for Taylor Swift, and so I know what it's like to have it for someone and be like, I could be friends with her. And you're right.
Yep.
People that think they could be friends with you, most of them are right.
Yeah, I think that about all the time.
All the
I see
time,
people-
yeah.
We talk about actors and actresses that we would want to go on double dates with. We're like, oh,
Yes.
they would love us.
Yeah.
Like-
And you are right most of the time. And you've met your fans, and sometimes your fans are like, bitch, I would never want to hang out with you. But I would say the majority of your fans
Yeah.
are probably girls that if you lived near
Yeah.
would be in, and we're in the same
at
world.
our shows, I love meeting the girls at our
Yes.
shows because I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, they're great.
Yeah.
And they love you because anyone who would listen to like my podcast listeners are always like, I call them besties because it's like, you could be my best friend because if you're willing to tolerate me just talking 2 hours a week
Exactly.
and not being that charming or
Exactly.
funny all the time, just kind of being myself, then you love me.
Yep.
And we could be friends. But I think that sometimes the comments you get when you're looking too hot or a little too glowy are like, I'm going to lose. You're going to change. I got on the ground level. Stay the way you are. Don't turn your back on your fans. Like you're looking too pretty. You're looking like, and then there's like which is the same backlash I have for my friends when they get too
Yeah,
Yeah,
hot.
that-
I'm like,
I mean, that
but
is
you're
a
allowed
weird
to leave me.
phenomenon
Yeah,
of the
you're
people
allowed
that
to have
are-
that moment. That,
Yeah.
you're allowed to shine, and your
Right.
friends would root for you to shine.
You would hope.
and you would hope, and you're like, yeah, I fucking crushed
Yeah.
that roast, and I'm gonna look hot
like,
on
she's
Instagram.
changed. Just like, yeah, people
but
change.
you're still you.
No, I've
Yeah.
changed. I just spend more money on stylists
Yep.
and
Exactly.
give hair and makeup more advice on what to do.
Hey, success isn't a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. And
not
speaking of
always.
spending money, you mentioned Taylor Swift a couple times.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, I can't
we all know
we all know
that you
They've
spent
spent so
an
much. I should add
absurd-
it up because it's probably more than what it's.
you spend an absurd amount of money on Eras Tour tickets.
Yes.
Did that price go up? Like, did you downplay that price when you?
Okay,
talked
let me
about it
just say,
publicly?
like, I think when I first started buying tickets, I went to the first. I got like normal seats and was like modest. I went with a fan because a fan I wasn't getting tickets, and I was like, if a fan has extra ticket, I'll go with a fan. I'll just meet you. So I went with a fan. It's kind of like up in the bleachers, and I was like, this won't happen again. Like, I can't be this far. Like, I need the best experience. So I just went on StubHub.
That's how
and was
I went with Kelly Keegs, and that's how we got our ticket. She was so sweet, but she had won a contest. She didn't live in New York. She lived in, I think, Chicago, and she had won a contest for tickets in New York. And then she had also had tickets for Chicago, but she was like, I can't like put them on the resale market because I won them.
Yeah.
But I will sell them to you for face value if
Amazing.
you want. And so we put a lot of trust in her too, because she was like, I promise you, like, I cannot actually transfer the tickets until like 2 days before the show.
Oh my God.
So
I remember leading
it was
up,
perfect.
You guys were like, we
were
don't know
nervous.
if we're
We were
actually
nervous.
going.
But it worked out.
but it totally worked out. Yeah, she sent us the tickets. It
God
was so
for
great.
fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like that was the only way I was
Right.
gonna
No,
be able
it
to
is
go.
the only way because I'm
Yeah.
not good. I can't be online. I didn't even like check getting a Capital One card and
Oh, I
getting in
did.
that room. Like, I couldn't even.
I got the Capital One credit card. Still have it. Had to hit, like, I was like, might as
Really?
well use it to freaking get the points. I was like, might as well
Yeah.
hit my minimum spend so I get the bonus points.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't look into it. I was just like, I'll either find a hookup or something, and then I didn't, and then I just had to go on StubHub, and I paid. I think the most I paid was $7,500 per ticket for 2 tickets front row for me and my mom, and then I just started doing it where I'm like, okay, I'll do third row, I'll do ninth row. Like, I don't need to be
you're
first
slowly
row is
moving
actually
back.
not even great because the stage is like so,
Yeah.
so you're
So
kinda, like,
high up.
flying the
Yeah.
whole time. But I just started I would just any weekend I had off that she was in a city, I would fly there, and I fly all my friends that were available to go and get tickets and go, and it was so worth it. And as someone who, you know, I've talked about before, but I really realized this year I'm probably not going to have kids. Like, I'm okay with it, and
As we caught on from your special,
Yeah.
I watched it last
Big-
night.
yes.
I was like, oh, she's definitely not having kids.
yeah, if I do, I'll really have to like go back on a lot of stuff. But like over the course
the
of a
footage.
child's lifetime is like $1 million until they're 18 that you spend. And I'm like, I've got $1 million sitting around that I would spend on a kid that I get this free money. Like, let me just go. Who knows if Taylor will do this again? I don't know. Crazy things can happen. I'm going to go to every
Taylor
single show I can
Swift
go.
tickets, having a baby.
But
honestly,
no,
I
you know
just
how they
was
say
like,
girl
I
math?
gotta
That
do
was
it.
girl math.
Yep.
I'm not having a kid. I have this extra money.
Yep.
I'll go to Taylor Swift.
Yeah, and
Are you
it's
going to go to any of the Europe shows?
Yeah, I'm Vienna, Zurich, and maybe Dublin coming
Okay.
up, and then I'm going
Oh
to
my
Vancouver,
God.
Indy, and New Orleans.
That's
and So
amazing.
I'm going to the last night.
And you've been
hopefully
like
on
an
tour.
OG Swiftie.
Yeah, I got in. Blank Space was the song when it was. I'm a 1989 girly,
Okay,
and
yeah.
I met Taylor Swift. I went to her Red tour, and I wasn't a fan yet. We just got invited because I had a show, and we were backstage and met her. And I was just remember being like, "You're so normal," and that
Yeah.
was like you. So I remember feeling like just she's such a normal girl. And then 1989 was when something in my brain shifted, and it was like
That's my favorite
a
album.
real decision that it was. I was going to commit my life to this. So it's like,
and you have committed.
I have. It's like the greatest thing ever, but it really is. It's embarrassing to admit all the money I've spent on it, but I am just like, you know, people buy bags and cars. Like, I don't really.
that's
I don't own a house.
Everyone
I, like,
has their thing,
This is
okay?
my
Everyone,
thing.
yes.
It
Everyone
brings
has
me
their
so much
thing
joy.
that they spend money on. That
Yeah.
some people are like, why don't you spend your money on that? Well, it's my fucking
you're
money.
like, well,
so.
well, I
fucking
can.
money.
Yeah.
Yes, because I can, and because
Yep.
I don't spend it on other things. Like I just, and that is, and people go, which show is the best? And I go, they're all the same. They're all perfect. Like she doesn't mess up.
Yep.
And they don't really deviate from, like, she'll say different things here and there, but I just like that it's consistent.
And now you get to experience
and
new.
now I get TTP.
Yeah.
Exactly.
all the new
exactly.
stuff.
You'll get some new surprise songs, but the whole thing will be great. I mean, we're already being told
Yeah,
to
we're
wrap up,
bringing
which
this,
is
but
Okay,
you know, I
annoying.
have so much more I want to
I
touch
know,
on.
seriously.
God.
Well, I mean, how about this for an ending question that really won't take us on a segue anywhere? Thoughts about death. Because really, when I saw the name of the special and everything, like, this is Bria's least favorite topic.
Oh no, I know this is so hard for some people.
No, it's like, it's really like anytime it comes up on the podcast, Bria's like, can't do it.
No, my
can't do it.
podcast co-host can't talk about death either. Like literally, we have to change the subject.
Yeah,
freaks me out.
And like
I
the
get
whole,
it.
you know,
Like I'll just say that
die.
I found a lot of, if you're someone who's scared of death, as we all are deep down, and some of us just feel it more. Tyler Henry's show, At Life After Death, that was it's on Netflix. It gave me so much hope for what comes next, which I never found in religion or anything.
Yeah.
Like that really helped me. But
I've been to Medium, so I like do believe, you know.
Yeah, so you're aware that there's something else.
I totally believe that there
But
is
it
something
still
after, but it's still because I'm like, I'm not here. But I will say something somebody said to me that works here. They were like, the worst part of you dying is for everybody else.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I guess that's comforting. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I was like,
Right.
I guess, but still, like, I want to be
I know
with everybody.
I
you
know. What's comforting to me is that I truly believe that based on everyone that's had near death experiences and comes back, they're like, no, don't put me back. Like, you want to go. Like, apparently at the end, you're really okay with going, and it's like the most peaceful, amazing feeling in the world to like go to the next place. And this is just a stopover, and that helps me. But I also just think that it's just so interesting because it is the thing that we all have to do. And I am struck at these moments like where sometimes like I remember I have to die. Like you really go like, oh fuck. Do that someday. Like it's like you have to remember, like you have to get my passport renewed or something. Like, it's that same feeling of like, oh, I have to do it. There's no way I can't do that. I want to travel, and like, but it's this burden. But it's also, as someone who gets really depressed, like I find that I fantasize about like not existing because sometimes it's so hard to be alive and to feel so depressed and like feel like I can't go on. I have to go do this thing and I don't even want to do it and I feel ugly and then there's this kind of calmness where I'm like someday it will be over. So it's both. It's like both the fear and the wish for me, and I feel like that's why it's so
comforting and scary.
It can be, and I used to really feel so guilty about having suicidal thoughts, which I realize is a very natural thing. Not everyone gets them, but if you get them, it's nothing to be ashamed of. It doesn't mean you are going to do it.
Yeah.
And it's not something that you should be able to talk about it to people and not have them go, we're going to commit you to it, because it's a natural place for humans to go, because it is, and it just gives you a relief that if I want, I can get out. You're not going to pull that emergency lever, but it's there. You know, like you see it on the plane door, and you're never going to have to use it.
So it's the intrusive thoughts of like, well, what if I just open this?
Yeah,
exactly. And they're just thoughts, and they're not real. And like I just feel like I was able. It's just interesting in a special. I'm able to talk about suicidal thoughts on this like crazy stage where all these people are hearing about it. And it was something 2 years ago during COVID when they were really bad that I was like, I couldn't even tell my therapist. And I think that's just so lovely to be able to say the unspeakable, the thing you're most ashamed of, which sometimes I feel like I never have things I'm ashamed. Like, do I just say everything?
Right.
But there are still things. There's something I'm probably hiding right now that I'm like, I'll never say that on stage, and it'll be in my next special. And it's just that's I feel like really good about finding those things and lifting that shame, because it's all
and something that
shame.
So many people can relate to.
So many, and that you don't know until you say it, and you get
hear
people
it
talking,
and you're like, yep.
Yes, and the laughter back, like laughter is a lot of times sometimes it's like laughing at your experience, but most of the time it's like, oh, they feel it too.
The laughing is because I have thought that.
Yeah,
totally.
Like I recently just did real quick. I did a show where because sometimes you say things on stage and you're like, I don't know if people are gonna relate to this, and I'll feel really alone that I've said something so personal that I thought was gonna be like, me too moment.
Yeah.
But I was talking about like when you're like, I was talking about I tell the audience at my live shows, like, it's the type of show that you can go to if you have social anxiety, because I'm never going to call you out and roast you. I'm never going to be like, look at this girl's shirt, or like, I literally never. Like, you can go to my show, sit in the dark, you can not laugh, and I'm not going to be like, sir, why are you crossing your hands? Like, do whatever you want. You can get up and go to the bathroom. I won't care. So I was talking about, girls, if you want, just, if you have to go to the bathroom, just go in your seat. Like, it's distracting. Like, this is about me. And I go, no, just get up and go. And I'm not going to have a spotlight find you, be like, this girl's going to take a shit or whatever. And, because you've seen comics do that before. We've all seen that at shows. It would stop me from going to a comedy show to have anyone think I was going to shit. So I go, girls, if you do go to the bathroom, make sure that shit's really fast so we all think it's a pee. And then I was thinking about, and then I just got to talking. I was like, do you ever do have to go number 2 and you go really fast because you don't want anyone at the table to think it was the other thing. And then you get back to the table and you're like, did I get it all? Is it, you kind of breathe in more to
bring it
smell?
back?
And you feel like the smell has surrounded you.
You go, did I bring it back with me to the table?
And is it all, did I get it off my wrist? Right. And I said that in a crowd, and as soon as I said it, I was like, no, has anyone else had shit on their wrist? But the way they laughed, I was like, you guys, I am so glad Denver gets shit on their wrist. It was such a thing I'd never articulated even to myself.
It's one of those things where you go, oh my God, we've never experienced an original moment. You say things out loud that you think are groundbreaking, and you're like, nope, everybody's had this.
It's like those memes that you go, how did they know me so well? And that's always such a great moment, just both as a comedian, just to find that thing, but also just as a person, oh good, I'm not the only stinky bitch in this place that might have shit. I don't even know how it gets up there.
I'm so validated. No, I feel that 1,000%. Especially in this place, because if I go in here, I get really shy.
She does.
If I've sometimes I've had moments where I'm like, oh my God, I really gotta go. I'm like, can you stand outside the door, make sure nobody's gonna come in or whatever. And then I'm running back and I'm like, okay, I am walking down the hallway with this stench following me.
And I have so if you want to ever cover up stench, I have so many good things. You wash your hands and then you go this, with the
air it out.
And it creates an air freshener. And there's so many tips and tricks of that. Or you bring in your makeup so that, and you don't do your makeup, but people think you're doing your
makeup. Just a quick little touch up.
If there was a shower next to I would jump in before I left the bathroom. That's how self-conscious I am about that.
I'm so glad to hear.
Very validating.
So
guys, hell of a spot to wrap up.
I love
getting
it.
yelled at
we
now.
are getting yelled at.
Thank you so much, Nikki.
best,
We
you
love
guys.
you.
You're the
Please,
best.
everyone, go watch Nikki's special on HBO. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna, you'll maybe think about death a little bit.
Yeah, but in a good way.
Yeah, exactly. And if you live under a rock and haven't seen the roast, go watch the roast.
The roast. You have to watch.
The Tom Brady roast
on tour.
And
I know your fans are go out and fucking support you guys so much. I've seen your crowd, so same energy at my shows. I'd love it.
I love it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nikki.
That wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you so much for watching and listening. We love you guys so very, very much. We hope you have a fantastic day. I hope I find my bag and my wallet.
I hope so too.
That'd be unfortunate if I didn't. So that's what I'm going to be thinking about the rest of the day. But hope you have a fantastic day. Love you, and we'll talk to you on Friday.
I get a text from my best friend. How have you been? Where are you? She knows I can't get out of bed. If I say I'm fine, she'll know I'm lying. So I just roll back over another message left unread. I can't feel my medications. I'm at home under the spell. I wish awful things on strangers just because they're doing well. Sometimes I wanna give up, but I know I'll never try. And I don't even have to, 'cause someday I'll die. I've lost control, just one more scroll. Why can't I look like that girl? Is she lonely on that yacht? What's all this for? Who's keeping score? I've wasted so much life trying to be someone that I'm not. I've done your meditations and I stay away from wine. I'm dreading lands I made last week when I was doing fine. When I look into the mirror, I think, who is this tired guy? Then I wink at him and tell myself that someday you'll die. 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 Play pretend on the stage, try to channel this rage, it gets me high. life's a mess and you're depressed, breathe deep and just be grateful. There's just one sure thing in this life, that someday you'll die.